transportation fuel supplier of the future. And
We're here live in Exposition Park.
Whenever
Mary
I
Nichols
plug my
speaking
electric
about
vehicle
electric
in my
vehicles.
driveway, I cherish the fact that I am filling up courtesy of my own municipal utility rather than an oil company that's based in some distant place like Texas, for example. So, let's have a little California patriotism for the fuel supplier as well. Thank you, LADWP, which has been at this idea of trying to figure out how they can help to bring this revolution around. It does take a revolution, and it turns out that although California is at the leading edge, we have more electric vehicles on our streets and roads than any state in the country. We are really the epicenter for electric transportation for the United States and for this entire North American continent. Despite that fact, we only have a couple 100,000 of them out there. We need a lot more. Now, you here are the converted, the convinced, and you're terrific, but we need you out there, you know, driving around and showing up places and talking up these cars, because what we are discovering through the research that the state is helping to sponsor is that very few of our fellow residents actually understand that these cars exist, that they're here, they're available now, that they are inexpensive to drive, and that there are incentives out there in the form of tax breaks at the federal and state level now for people who want to get into electric transportation. We need to do more. We, this year, are really focusing on how we get out into some of our most disadvantaged communities, how we make it possible for people to turn in old, extra polluting cars that fail a smog check test, and to get into something not just a little bit newer, but make it all the way up into electric transportation. Fortunately, there are enough of these vehicles around so that there are hybrids as well as fully electric cars that people can have the opportunity to drive and make a real difference in their own communities in terms of the pollution levels that people experience on the street and save money while driving at the same time. So we're finally beginning to see that uptake. People are now talking about this not as a niche, not as something that just has to be nurtured, but as the future. We are the future, but we're here right now, and I really want to thank those of you who've turned out today and encourage you when you leave here to drive out in an electric car and show it off to your friends and neighbors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mary. And up next is Michelle Kinman, the Clean Energy Advocate for Environment California, a statewide environmental organization, and she's based here in LA. And in 2014, Environment California and Michelle were instrumental in passing and getting the governor to sign the Charge Ahead California initiative to put 1 million electric vehicles on California's roads by 2023 and broaden access to EVs through car sharing and financing programs that'll help our low-income Californians take advantage of electric vehicles. So we're very glad to have Michelle here today, and please join us.
Thank you, Nancy. So I have a confession to make to all of you, and I hope I don't get booed off the stage for this, but I've been working in one way or another to end our reliance on dirty fossil fuels for almost 20 years now. And it wasn't until just a couple of years ago that I could have ever imagined being passionate about cars, trucks, and buses. But the fact of the matter is that climate change is happening, and it's happening now, and it's happening here. And our single largest source of global warming pollution in California are the cars, trucks, and buses that we drive every day. And so it's simple. If we're going to go big on tackling climate change, we absolutely need to transition from the dirty vehicles of the past to clean electric vehicles. And we need to make sure that all Californians have access to these vehicles, especially low-income Californians who are most often living in communities highly polluted. The good news is, as we can see all around us here today, that we have the technology. And we have visionary leaders who are committed to ensuring the health of our communities and our planet. You think Governor Brown, you can think of Senate President Pro Tem DeLeon, you can think of Assemblymember Rendon, think of Mayor Garcetti, Councilmember Corrett. all of whom are some of our biggest champs. And they in turn have selected some of the very best people, like Mary Nichols, to make sure that we get the job done. And I want to share with you 3 cool facts about how they are getting the job done. These are the things that get me up in the morning, get me excited about this work and about our collective future. So the first thing is that you may be surprised to know that almost 10,000 Californians who are living in disadvantaged communities have received a rebate from the state to get into an electric vehicle. And starting this past spring, the Air Resources Board began giving higher rebate amounts for low and moderate income Californians to make the program even more accessible. And that's pretty fantastic. And as Mary mentioned, there's an outstanding program that's highly popular, operating here in the South Coast and in the Central Valley, that allows Californians who are of low or moderate income to retire their old, highly polluting, dirty clunkers and to turn those in for new or used electric vehicles, and to get up to $9,500 worth of incentives to do so. And this program is already helping Californians. It's helping people like Juan, who lives in Stockton, who turned in his 1991 Toyota Tercel and got into a 2013 Nissan Leaf. And he estimates he's saving about $1,400 a year on the maintenance costs alone, and then about $90 a month on the fuel costs. And those savings together allowed him to take his family on a long anticipated vacation to Disneyland this summer that they wouldn't have been able to afford otherwise. And it's helping people like Catherine, who turned in her 1992 Toyota Camry for a 2012 Chevy Volt. She, because she now has a reliable form of transportation, was able to get a new job that she is earning $900 more each month at. And that's pretty fantastic. That's helping not only our air, but helping Californians in other ways. It's fantastic. Exactly. And then the third thing that I'm really excited about is that Los Angeles will soon be home to an innovative program. It's going to be a low-income EV car sharing program. And so very soon, Angelinos will have more options to get from point A to point B, all while cleaning our air, protecting public health, and protecting our climate. So there's a lot of exciting things in the works today. So we've got momentum on our side, certainly. But we also, as Governor Brown said the other day when he was signing SB 32 and AB 197, we've also got powerful special interests that are working to keep us addicted to dirty fossil fuels. And so that's why Environment California and our partners in the Charge Ahead California campaign, the Coalition for Clean Air, Communities for a Better Environment, the Natural Resources Defense Council, and the Green Lining Institute are working with elected officials to make sure the types of programs I just talked about continue and are expanded for more Californians. And we absolutely need to meet, and I would say exceed, our goal to get to 1.5 million EVs by 2025. And we need your help to do it. And the good news is that there's a really simple way to do that. We have petitions that you can sign today to show your support for California's EV goals. So after you test drive some cars, go on over to the Charge Ahead California table, the Plug in America table, the Sierra Club table, or go online to environmentcalifornia.org and you can sign that petition so that we can make sure together that California continues to be in the driver's seat of the clean vehicle revolution. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Michelle. And up next, very pleased to introduce Susana Reyes from the Sustainability Office in Mayor Garcetti's office, and a great champion for the environment. We won't call you some of your former names, but she really has been the queen of green in the mayor's office in Los Angeles. And the mayor and his staff are doing just amazing things with developing environmental initiatives across all city departments to create healthier neighborhoods, cleaner air and cleaner water for all Angelinos, and to bring new green jobs to Los Angeles. So help me in welcoming Susana Reyes.
Thank you very much. And I'd like to welcome everyone to the National Drive Electric Week event here in LA. On behalf of LA Mayor Eric Garcetti and Matt Peterson, our Chief Sustainability Officer, let's give a big shout out to electric vehicles! Woo! If Matt was here, he would be rapping here on stage, but I can't do that. So it is my pleasure to talk about the value of the electrification of our transportation in the mayor's office. Early this morning, we have LA City and LA County fleet managers looking at all of these beautiful electric vehicles. Why? because we have an initiative in the city of Los Angeles where fleet managers who are in the process of replacing their inventory of light-duty vehicles need to replace 50% of them with pure electric battery vehicles.
Right on.
That's really where we're going to make a difference because, as you know, we have smog, and smog affects our health, and smog affects other things. And if we have that technology available and we want to wean ourselves away from oil and gas, no matter if you say there's renewable natural gas, there's still what? It's coming from a fossil fuel. So our initiatives is really to green our transportation and lead the way for the city of Los Angeles. I'm proud to say that we have exceeded our goal of installing 1,000 publicly available charging stations. And we are on our way with the help of LADWP and their generous rebates to put more infrastructure over there so that you are not going to have that range anxiety when driving your electric vehicles. And as Michelle and Mary Nichols mentioned, we have generous rebates as well from the state if you purchase electric vehicles. Another initiative that we have in the mayor's office is we're looking at cooperative purchasing. And that request for information is going to go out in a month or so. Michael Samuelin over there with that LA hat, hats off to him, is leading that initiative. And we are inviting cities here in the West Coast to join us in that cooperative purchasing, because really there's that power of our purchasing money to buy electric vehicles, not just the light duty, but all that wide range of electric vehicles, from the pickup truck to the buses that you see over here, to probably refuse collection trucks and heavy duty trucks that are running operations here in the city of Los Angeles and are causing the regular gas guzzling ones that are causing pollution. And the fourth really good news is that, as Michelle mentioned, the Office of the Mayor, along with LA Department of Transportation, the Department of Water and Power, our Bureau of Contract Administration, and our Bureau of Engineering are working towards having an operator of electric vehicle car share in low-income communities. That's where the rubber will meet the road. And we're hoping to have that implemented by early next year. So with all that good news here, I'm really emboldened by the fact that we have all of you. I'm sure last year we have about 1,000 or so folks test drive the vehicles, and we're expecting that same number today. So I'd like to encourage all of you, those who have not test drove yet, to please do so, because you'll never know what it feels to be in that electric vehicles if your butt is not in that vehicle. So thank you very much, and it is my pleasure to introduce Joel Levin, the Executive Director of Plug-in America, and we have partnered with him. He is a true advocate for clean energy. I've known him as because he has partnered with the Sierra Club in my other hat as director of the board of the National Sierra Club. And every year we do this. This is a nationwide event, and we are proud to tout that Los Angeles is going to be the biggest celebration for National Drive Electric Week. So it's my pleasure to introduce Joel Levin.
Thank you. So for those of you who don't know us, Plug-in America is the national consumer voice for electric vehicles. We're a member-driven organization of electric vehicle drivers, and it's our mission to get everyone to love electric vehicles just as much as we do. So that's why we're one of the organizers for National Drive Electric Week, along with the Sierra Club and the Electric Auto Association and the Nissan Leaf, that is our national automotive sponsor. And just want to let people know we've just launched a new website that has a database of the cars car charging equipment, EV rebates, local EV clubs, and a variety of other information that's useful for EV drivers. So please check out our new website. And so I want to tell you all a secret about electric cars, something that you may or may not heard anywhere else, but it's something that I think is going to leak out pretty soon and everyone's going to know about it. And the secret is that electric cars are better than gasoline cars. It's not just like they're different, they're actually better, across the board better. They're powerful, they're quiet, they're more fun to drive when you fuel them up. They're easier to maintain because they have hardly any moving parts compared to a gasoline car. They don't have an exhaust pipe. Imagine what the air will look like in Los Angeles if everyone was driving these cars with no exhaust pipe. Also, lastly, think of what it's like to be able to grow your own fuel on your roof instead of bringing it from halfway around the world. People worry about range, but the truth is that if you get the right car, the car that fits your lifestyle and your needs, range really isn't an issue. Talk to some of the drivers. There's a lot of EV drivers here today, and you'll find out that if you get the right car that fits the way that you live, range really isn't an issue. It's not something people have to think about. So this year is the 6th annual National Drive Electric Week. We have more than 230 events like this one going on all over the country and now in a number of other countries as well. Canada, Denmark, Croatia, Italy, Hong Kong, New Zealand. So this is kind of taking off. This is starting to be all over the place. But of all of those events, this one is the biggest. This one here in Los Angeles today. So I want to give a big shout out and congratulations to Kitty Adams and to everyone else who worked so hard on this event. Go Kitty. So one other thing that we're celebrating this week is that we've just passed 500,000 vehicles sold in the United States. Actually, we passed in the last day. It's an incredible number. 500,000 vehicles coming from not that much above zero, just like 5 years ago. And we have something like 24 vehicles available for sale in the US, of which a pretty good chunk of those are all here today. So please go check them out. So I want to thank everyone for coming out. I want to encourage you to test drive the cars, talk to the owners. We have a lot of EV owners here today. Figure out which one works best for you and your family. This is sort of a unique opportunity because there's so many different cars here. You can pick and choose and see which one works for you. If you want to learn more about Plug in America, we have a table over there. You can go sign up for our newsletter or you can go check out our website. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the event.
So we'd like to thank our speakers for this morning, Councilmember Koretz, California Air Resources Board Chair Mayor Nichols, of course Nancy Sutcliffe, our Chief Sustainability Officer from LADWP, Joel Levin from Plug in America, and all our partners in this particular effort. So please take your time. We have food trucks. We have a concert that's going to start probably an hour from now. Following this program, we're going to have Chris Payne, who is the director of Who Killed the Electric Car, and also Revenge of the Electric Car, and he's going to have a little forum of some Hollywood discussion about electric vehicles. So that makes it so real. So let's make sure that we drop by the booths. There's t-shirts over there, food, and most importantly, test drive the electric car. Thank you very much.
Thank you.